Welcome everybody. This is like our first, from a city perspective, this is like my first or second time speaking in this great park that you see here. This is our beautiful Austin Steward Plaza that we just inaugurated. Thank you, Assemblymember Bronson and Assemblymember Clark, for helping us get the funding to have this great public space that is able to be rented out for public events just like we are today. I am so glad to be here for the flag raising ceremony for Pride. Usually we would do this at City Hall, but there's all types of crazy construction going on at City Hall so we can improve our ADA accessibility. So I'm sure we'll be back there next year. But this is the first time we'll be raising a flag in Austin Stewart Plaza, so we're happy to be doing that. But I want to thank Trillium for all of the work that they have done for those in the LGBTQIA plus community. It is more important than ever that we reaffirm every year our commitment that of Rochester being a welcoming community, regardless of where you come from or who you love. We have put a stake down here in Rochester and said that we are going to continue to celebrate everyone in our community, not just during the month of Pride, but throughout the entire year, because too many people are under attack. We have to push back on that and say that we are going to continue to move forward with positivity, but more importantly, love and light. Because guess what drives out darkness? Guess what drives out negativity? Light. And all of you that are here and all of our fellow Monroe County folks and Rochesterian folks, we will use light to drive out the nasty hate that we have seen at the national level and even here locally. So we are extremely happy to be here. I want to turn it over to Susanna Speed, the Senior Director of the Center for Community Engagement at Trillium, and then she's going to call up the county executive, and then we're going to do a quick proclamation just to proclaim Pride, which you know in Rochester, if you know the history, it's year-round, but we do it here in July because we're Rochester and we're special. So, Susanna?
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. My name is Susanna Speed. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a proud employee of Trillium Health. I'm so incredibly proud of the work that we do there, the many communities that we serve. We do not waver in our support of the LGBTQ plus community, and I know that we are all stronger together. First, I'd like to say thank you to the folks who made the Pride season possible. Mayor Evans, County Executive Bello, Assemblymember Bronson, Assemblymember Lunsford, Roma Khan on behalf of Senator Brook, Vivica Smith on behalf of Assemblymember Meeks, Austin Ponce on behalf of Senator Gillibrand, Reverend Brown, our fearless leader at Trillium, Jason Barnicket-Kearns, and of course, the many other folks who are probably sick of my meetings and emails about Pride. These are unprecedented times. Times many of us never thought we would have to endure. Make no mistake, now is the time for courage. When my daughter grows up, I want her to know that her moms didn't sit on the sidelines. Pride is a declaration of love for our community. It is an opportunity to stand together and share who we are unapologetically with the world. Rochester's rich history with Pride reminds us that we have always been here. We will always be here, and we will continue to demonstrate to the world that the LGBTQ plus community is thriving. Right now, we need love and courage more than ever. So thank you to everyone who is standing with us. Thank you for your courage and support. At this time, I'd like to bring up County Executive Adam Bello.
Thank you. All right, good afternoon. It's great to be here with all of you. First, I want to start by thanking our Mayor, Malik Evans, for losing the suit coat. Thank you, Mayor Evans, for losing your coat. I left mine in the car. So thanks for joining me. Thank you all for being here today. Really on this great day. The weather turned out great today too, so congratulations everybody. I want to thank first of all Trillium for organizing the flag raising today, for the parade, and for really being such a steadfast partner here in the community. Jason, where are you? Oh, there you are, right behind there. Thank you, Jason, and the whole team there. I'd also like to acknowledge and congratulate Reverend Brown. Thank you, congratulations, Reverend Brown, for today and this weekend, and also Assemblymember Harry Bronson. Congratulations, Harry, my friend. There, and I'll just offer just a quick few words. You know, yesterday the mayor and I we're over at the picnic, the Pride picnic, and it was representing 53 years of celebrating Pride here in Rochester, and really that push for equality, dignity, and respect, no matter who people are, who they love, but have the opportunity to present themselves and live their authentic selves. And it really represents over 5 decades of strength of the LGBTQIA plus presence here in Monroe County. And it's been proved through collective action, celebration, and breaking down barriers. And it wasn't lost on me yesterday. We reminded a couple times that we really are home to trailblazers like Tim Maines, who came before us, the first openly gay elected official in New York State. And this flag raising represents our commitment today, the commitment of Monroe County and the city of Rochester to everyone who calls our community home. And today, we also flew the flag at the county office building, the Pride Progress flag as well. And it's going to be flown throughout the month of July to show that Monroe County government is also active in our support. And since I became county executive, it was very important to me that Monroe County take an active role in wishing Rochester a happy Pride, and by officially sponsoring the Pride Festival, the parade, and the picnic, as well as the Image Out Film Festival. We here at the county are proud to offer our support to our LGBTQIA plus residents and constituents. And so while Monroe County government support is relatively recent, I will guarantee you that so long as I'm county executive, we will continue to show up, speak up, and work for everyone who calls our community home here in Monroe County, because it's the right thing to do. So with that, the mayor and I have a special proclamation that we'd like to offer. Is that it? Let's hope it is.
It is.
It is. How do you want to do it? You want to read it? The last two? We'll read the last two, so I'll start. And we'll read the last two. We won't read the whole thing, but it says, whereas the decades of progress made by the LGBTQIA plus community are under attack by discrimination, threats of violence, and anti-LGBTQIA plus legislation in state legislatures across the country. Now is the time to unite, to solidify legal protections for the LGBTQIA plus community here in Rochester, in Monroe County, and around the world, to celebrate their joyous stories, to break down barriers, and to allow the diverse voices of our LGBTQIA plus community to be heard proudly and authentically. And
whereas all of Monroe County and the city of Rochester must recognize the importance of fostering an environment where all people, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression, are free to live without fear of discrimination, prejudice, or violence. We reaffirm and celebrate the rights of the LGBTQIA plus individuals to grow and thrive while living authentically, knowing that by doing so, our community is a better place. The promises of our nation is that cultures and identities that comprise our community enhance it because we are stronger together. Now, therefore, we, Malik D. Evans, Mayor of the City of Rochester, New York, and Adam J. Bello, Monroe County Executive, do hereby proclaim July 2025 to honor and celebrate Pride Month in Rochester and Monroe County, and we call upon every resident to recognize, honor, and celebrate the LGBTQIA plus community. And we'll give this to Jason and Susanna.
Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to bring up Jason Barnicat-Kearns, President and CEO of Trillium Health.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone, and happy Pride. Trillium Health is proud to be the premier sponsor of the Rochester Pride Parade and Festival for the 4th year in a row. It's going to be another great year. We will have over 200 groups marching in the parade and a full day of activities planned for the festival, including food, music, live performances, vendors, and more. Rochester is known for being a welcoming city, and Trillium Health is honored to support events that celebrate, uplift, and empower everyone, regardless of who they love and how they identify. Pride is more than a celebration. It's an affirmation that everyone deserves to live openly and without fear. It honors the generations of LGBTQ plus individuals who came before us and fought for our justice, equality, and acceptance. As we raise the flag, we commit to building a future where everyone feels valued, especially members of our community who identify as transgender and non-binary. We see you, we hear you, and we support you. Trillium Health is a community health center that provides compassionate, judgment-free, affordable care. With deep roots in the LGBTQ plus community, Trillium Health is dedicated to reducing health disparities by providing access to high-quality health care to everyone in the greater Rochester area. We believe that everyone deserves to live authentically with pride. Today's ceremony is about celebrating with our community. It's about coming together in solidarity and love. Let's continue to celebrate Pride, not just today, but every day. Happy Pride. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jason. At this time, I'd like to welcome Assembly Member Jen Lunsford up. Hi, I love your glasses.
Oh, thank you. I love your earrings. Happy Pride. Thank you guys so much for letting me be a part of today. You know, earlier we heard that this is a fight in state legislatures across our country, but I will tell you it is not a fight here in New York because you have such a strong delegation. Not on our watch, not on our town, not in our state. We will not let anyone come and take away the hard-won rights that we have established here in New York, from gender to the Reproductive Health Act to passing Prop 1 last year. Thank you very much. We have taken steps for decades to ensure that everyone can be safe and happy and love who they love and work where they want to work and be educated how they want to be educated. I see too much hate in our schools, in our libraries, in our neighborhoods. But when we stand here today, united together, we show people that your words will not silence us, your stares will not quell us. Thank you so much. I stand with you, you stand with me, and together we're going to make sure that the rest of our country comes with New York. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. At this time, I'd like to welcome Assembly Member Sarah Clark up.
Thank you, and it's going to be a long line of elected speakers, but that's a good thing. That means that we are here and we are fully supporting and authentic. You know, I was thinking about this as Jen was speaking about progress. When we talk about progress and how we make progress, no one ever tells you that when you fight tooth and nail for progress, you fight tooth and nail to get everyone the same rights, to get everyone the same ability to thrive as who they are. You never think about progress as hanging on by your fingertips, making sure you don't go backwards. And too many times I'm waking up every day feeling like that's where we're at. And it is terrifying. So when I show up here and I see all these electeds who will continue to say, not on our watch, it fills me with love, it fills me with light, it fills me with all the things that I know make us proud to be New Yorkers, make us so grateful and thankful for Trillium and other partners across our community who not only, you know, the fun thing about July is, you know, everyone's winding down their Pride events at the end of June. And here in Rochester, we're like, we're just getting warmed up, guys. Like, we got a whole nother month in Rochester. So it is just with pure excitement that I'm here, pure excitement that so many people show up. This park, which also is named after and represents so much history in Rochester of doing what's right. And so I'm just excited to be here, and I will turn the microphone over because I wasn't even supposed to talk, but I just can't help it. And this is really a great day, and thank you, everyone, for continuing to show up and show out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, now the fun part. I was telling Assemblymember Bronson that he and Myra have just the best bios I think I've ever read. So it is with deep pleasure that I announce our Pride Grand Marshal, Harry Bronson. No, wait, you gotta wait because there's some stuff to read here, so hang on. All right, Harry Bronson was elected to the 138th Assembly District in 2010. He is the first openly gay person from outside of New York City elected to office at the state level. He is also chair of the Assembly Labor Committee. Prior to being elected to the Assembly, he was a labor attorney and Monroe County legislator. Harry's motto, which informs his policymaking, is no matter who you are, where you come from, what you look like, what your abilities, whom you love, or how you identify, we all have dignity and deserve equity, justice, and opportunity. In all capacities, Harry has dedicated his career to ensuring people can live as their authentic selves, be seen for who they are, and have access to opportunity. As the youngest of 12 siblings, is that really 12? On a rural family farm, he learned the value of hard work and collaboration. This, alongside his experiences growing up gay in the 1970s, inspired him to go into labor law, fighting for policies that protect people from discrimination, exploitation, and unsafe and unfair workplaces, so they can see the benefit of their hard work and live comfortably and safely as themselves. He combined his work as an attorney with LGBTQIA+ activism in his 20s during the height of the AIDS epidemic to combat the government silence as members of his community were dying. He was encouraged to run for office by fellow LGBTQIA+ activists and, refusing to hide or deny his sexuality, won a seat on the Monroe County Legislature with a platform of fighting for all. His work in the Assembly centers around an equity agenda, which includes defending and advancing the rights of LGBTQIA+ and TGNC-NBI people. In 2011, the year after he was elected to the Assembly, New York passed the Marriage Equality Act, which gave same-sex couples the right to marry in New York State. He firmly believes that this would not have become law without LGBTQIA+ voices in elected office. He has worked on and passed several other significant pieces of LGBTQIA+ legislation: the Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act, or GENDA, Name Change Protection Law, Gender Recognition Act, Transgender HIV Long-Term Care Bill of Rights, and SHIELD Law 2.0. He has also secured record funding for HIV housing in Monroe County, $250,000 to restore and complete the AIDS Remembrance Garden in Highland Park, as well as funding for Rainbow Seniors Rock and other LGBTQIA+ organizations and initiatives. Harry is married to John White Bronson. As a couple, they co-owned, they co-owned and operated Equal Grounds Coffee Shop in the South Wedge for 18 years. It was the first LGBTQIA+ inclusive coffee house of its kind in Monroe County. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Harry Bronson to the stage. Would you like your sash now or after?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have to look.
Go.
This is really special, and to be honored as the Grand Marshal of Pride, and there couldn't have been a better person to share this with than Reverend Myra Brown. So, Reverend, thank you. The Reverend, like me, has worked for years on economic, social, and racial justice issues, and it's vitally important for our entire community that we do that. For me, that also includes LGBTQIA+ rights. Reverend, as a fellow Christian, your message of love, and that's what Christianity really means. And I think that's why, and somebody else mentioned it earlier, we will have this battle going forward, notwithstanding the attack from the federal government, but love will win. And we've had the battle before. We will continue to fight. And, like my colleagues, and it's so great, could we give another round of applause for Assemblywoman Lunsford and Clark for being here? They and my other colleagues in the majority delegation have been wonderful allies to our community, and really great to have them as partners fighting for the greater Rochester area. I'm just very thankful to both of you. This year's Pride theme is Rainbow Revolution. Rainbow Revolution. We thought we had won the revolution, but we have not. Who would have thought that we would have a federal government that is taking rights away from people, whether it's reproductive rights or whether it's the rights of our trans siblings in the LGBTQ community, or whether it is taking funding away from people, trying to take care of folks who are on Medicaid, folks who need SNAP food assistance. We have a federal government that is creating others. They're using divisive tactics to gain power. And that's the challenge that is before us. That's what we have to fight against. And, you know, my motto was just mentioned about no matter who you are, what you look like, where you're from, what your abilities, who you love, how you identify. We all have dignity, and with that dignity, we deserve equity, justice, and opportunities. You know, it's really a simple proposition, but it's a proposition built on the foundation of our country. From the abolitionist movement to civil rights, from Seneca Falls to Stonewall. It is about equity. It is about seeing people for who they are. It is about celebrating people for their authentic selves. That's what we're up against right now. It's making sure that we continue with the ideals of our founders. Even though we haven't reached those ideals, we definitely should not be going backwards when we think about those ideals. And that's what the current administration is about. Harvey Milk is someone I look to often. Harvey Milk, who I love the fact that I celebrate his birthday and we celebrate the same middle name. But Harvey Milk was about building collaborations. It was about building people who would come together, whether it's the labor movement, the black movement, the gay movement, business community, churches, and other religious organizations, bringing people together to fight for all, to fight for everyone. And I remember Harvey Milk as we are 6 months into the current administration, and his words that hope will never be silent. Hope will never be silent. And that's what we need to rely on. We need to rely on each other. We need to rely on hope, and we need to rely on love. And the reality is we will be successful, but it's going to take us some time in this battle. But we ultimately will be successful. We will make sure that folks can just be. They can just be their authentic selves. Just be. Our progressive rainbow flag is one of many colors. It is not a white flag of surrender, for we will not be defeated. It is not a flag to inspire fear. It is a flag proclaiming that together we will meet hate with love, and love always wins. So for me, having this honor is a recognition that we will continue this battle. We will not be erased. We will be proud. We will love, and we will celebrate our diversity. And in that celebration, our unity will be our power. And that is why we will win. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I am very excited to introduce Reverend Myra Brown, our Pride Honorary Marshal. Reverend Myra Brown is the pastor of Spiritus Christi Church in Rochester, New York. If you haven't been to that church, it's so lovely. The Congregation of Spiritus Christi strives to be the continuing presence of Jesus in the 21st century, working to be a community that is both inclusive and mission-driven. It is a place where all are welcomed and all are called out to live the unconditional love of Jesus, which includes leaning into the social gospel that Jesus embodied. Reverend Myra was an original member of the Spiritus Christi community when it was founded in 1998. She was ordained as a priest in 2017 and was selected as pastor of the community in 2018. Reverend Myra founded many ministries at Spiritus Christi, including the Caring Connection, the Adopt a Family Program, City Colors Neighborhood Youth Group, and the Racial Justice Ministry at Spiritus Christi, which is a coalition committed to the intentional work of eliminating racism in all its forms. Reverend Myra is committed to standing with the vulnerable, the powerless, and the people on the margins to create a better world. She was called to ministry when God's voice said, "I have called you to preach and teach my word." From that day forward, she said, "I have committed to walking through every door God opens for me to meet up with God on the other side." Reverend Myra is a strong supporter of the LGBTQIA+ community and leads an open and affirming church that hires and welcomes LGBTQIA+ ministry leaders. Reverend Myra often takes on LGBTQIA+ bigotry, advocating for a common humanity and equal treatment of all people. In 2019, she was a speaker at the Stonewall Uprising exhibit that opened at the Rochester Public Library 2 years after the Pulse nightclub shooting. At this event, she participated in the celebration of life service to honor those killed and all victims of violence connected to prejudice, hate, discrimination, homophobia, and bias. She preaches about justice for trans women, LGBTQIA+ justice, and racial justice. Her pulpit and doors are open to all, as Spiritus Christi celebrates Solidarity Sunday each year with a speaker from the LGBTQIA+ community. She has always been a strong advocate for marriage equality. She performed marriages prior to it being legal in New York State, and she continues to marry members of the LGBTQIA+ community. Reverend Myra has joined many protests to support the LGBTQIA+ community, and every year she marches in the Pride Parade with Spiritus Christi. Reverend Myra believes that the LGBTQIA+ community enriches and inspires the world through its commitment to love and social justice. Welcome, Reverend Myra Brown.
So much. This is so moving for me. I stand before you today deeply humbled and honored to be selected as the honorary Pride Marshal as a pastor. For I have watched religion do horribly oppressive things, marginalizing people in the name of God. I never thought that I would see the word Myra and Marshall in the same sentence. As I've only seen it used in the context of someone who is maintaining law and order as an officer. But of course, in this context, honorary marshal is someone who is being honored to lead the Pride procession and who represents the values of humanity for the LGBTQI+ community, who not only have led us in racial justice through the Black Lives Matter movement, LGBTQI+ movement, immigrants' rights movements, and anti-war movements, but the LGBTQI+ community have put their bodies on the line every day, standing up for a more just world for all people. And we need to celebrate and honor and recognize that. So this is not just a personal recognition, but it's a recognition and a celebration of love, resilience, justice, and community. And so I receive it in the name of all those who have walked before me and beside me, friends, parishioners, and relatives, who have dared to be who they are even when the world told them not to be. To be chosen for this role means something profound to me. It means that we are telling the truth about who belongs, and that's everybody. Everybody. It means we are lifting up voices that have too often been pushed to the margins. And it means we're committed to building a future where no one has to choose between safety and authenticity, between faith and identity, between silence and survival. It means following Jesus' radical message of love and inclusion when Jesus said, "Whosoever will, let them come." I bring with me in the spirit of all those in my church community who are trans siblings and queer elders and youth naming their truth. I carry all of them with me today. Their light is part of the light that I carry, because we know that pride is a celebration, yes, but it is also a protest against systems that harm, a prayer for healing and wholeness. Pride is a promise to keep showing up for each other. for our youth, for those still finding the courage to come out, to enhance the world with their individuality, or simply to just keep going. So thank you so much for this honor. Thank you for believing in me, for bestowing this honor upon me, and thank you for reminding the world that we don't just survive, we rise, we build, and we belong together. I'm looking forward to marching with you at the Pride Parade and marching forward in life as an ally, committed to joy, resistance of tyranny and oppression, and love for one another. A love that refuses to be erased, and as Harry Bronson said, a love that always wins.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to welcome my colleague, Terrence Pleasant, up. Terrence is the director of MOCA with Trillium Health.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Good afternoon, everyone. It is truly an honor to stand before you today as we prepare to raise the pride flag, a symbol that holds generations of struggle, celebration, and resilience. As a black gay man, I carry with me the complexities of both privilege and oppression. I recognize that while I have faced barriers, I also hold space and access that my trans brothers, sisters, and siblings still fight for every day. It is with this awareness that I speak today with gratitude, humility, and purpose. This moment we share gathered openly in pride is something that many who come before us could only dream of. And so we must pause to remember those who made this moment possible. We honor every brave soul who dared to live in their truth in a world that told them not to. And we especially honor our trans ancestors, black and brown trans women like Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, and so many others who were unsung heroes, who were the heart and soul of this movement, even when they were pushed to the margins of it. They threw the first bricks. They spoke out when silence felt safer. They cared for community when no one else would, and too often their names have been forgotten or erased. But not today, Rochester, not here. As we raise this flag, let it fly in their honor. Let it represent not just the progress we've made, but the promise we must keep to fight for a world where every LGBTQ person is safe, affirmed, and free. That means listening to trans voices. That means protecting black and brown trans women. That means standing up, not just when it's popular or easy, but when it's hard, when it's uncomfortable, and when it truly counts. So today we raise this flag high as a celebration, yes, but also as a call to action. Let it remind us that pride is protest, pride is community, pride is legacy, and most importantly, pride is responsibility. Let's carry that responsibility forward together. Let's show up for each other, not just today, but every day. Happy Pride, everyone, and may we continue to rise as one.
Making history every day. Thank you so much. It looks great up there. I think we should keep it all year long, I'm just saying. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Rochester Women's Community Chorus, who will be performing There Comes a Time.